Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Achut Let's Talk Show. In today's episode, I have recorded this podcast with Sayan Sapui, who helps content creators in their growth, creating the strategies for them, brand collaborations. So in this podcast, we have basically spoke about different ways of how content creators can grow, how they can make money out of this content creations, and can they make money out of content creations. And he has also shared in brand's perspective because he has helped many brands as well in collaborating with content creators. So he is someone who has knowledge in both perspective, like both the standpoints, as a brand side as well as on the content creators point of view. Do follow Sayan in Twitter because he provides a tons of value in his through his Twitter posts and tweets and threads. So and by the way, I recorded this podcast long back. It got delayed due to my unusual life and work balances, and this is my new place that I shifted to in Bangalore week back. So yeah, those are some changes that's happening in my life. But guys, this is a really exciting podcast because I was really excited to record this because I have myself started as a content creation. I've started creating content, so I was really excited to learn more about content creation space and how to grow as a content creators, because distribution, he talks about a lot of things, lot of content creators. So do check this out, watch this podcast till the end. I'm pretty sure you will find a lot of value out of it. So check this beautiful podcast, guys. Bye.
A finance creator. I think I was talking to this one finance creator recently, and we approached them for one reel. I asked her, "Hey, what are you asking for?" And she just upfront asked like 6 lakh for a 60-second reel.
Damn. Wow. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Achut Let's Talk Show. In today's episode, I have Sayan Sapui, who is the head of marketing at XP. He has pretty much good experience in managing community and in Web 3.0 space, as well as is very much into the creator economy. So in today's episode, I have him with us. And one of the key part while I was going through his profile, which I got made me interested, is his involvement into the creator economy through the Tag Mango. So Sayan has been a core team of Tag Mango for a pretty much long time, and so I have him with us today so that we'll get to know more about the creator economy space in India. So hi Sayan, how are you doing?
Hi, Achut. Hi, everyone. Hi, all the listeners who's listening. I don't know where you're listening or watching this. I love it. I am very happy that Achut has started this podcast. I'm gonna say this because I was checking when he approached me. I was checking through his podcast and I found it really value adding in some sense. So yeah, thanks for watching it right now. I think hopefully we'll be adding some value to your life and getting you a little bit more into the creator economy. So yeah, I will give you a very brief introduction of myself. I'm someone who is a marketer, or specifically a startup marketer. I work with startups, primarily tech product startups, to help them grow online. And it has happened that I have mostly worked in the creator economy space, as it is fancily called today, but mostly the social media space where I help creators earn money online. I think that is like a mission statement for myself, at least right now in 2022, where all the products or all the people that I've worked with mostly has focused on that one mission statement, where how can we make content creators earn more money through different forms. So yeah, I've worked with amazing people and amazing creators. There are a lot of creators whom you might follow on Twitter or on Instagram that I have worked with in person. Of course, I'm not going to name all of them, but I've worked with people in different capacities. And in total, I've worked with products like Tag Mango and XP currently. And we have built an amazing community there of creators. So yeah, looking forward to the podcast and let's see how it rolls.
And Sayan, this podcast, I have planned it to divide into two parts because you have two different main focus as for your experience. That's into community manager, as in community manager, and another one is helping to the creator economic space. So I've divided that into two parts. So let's begin with the first one. Like, what is the role? How was your role as a community manager? what one person has to do as a community manager?
I'll tell you, community manager, this role is pretty much very new. Okay. This role, I think the role of community manager has got, I would say, people are parading over community manager and management and everything in the past 2 years. But before that, community management was pretty much a role that social media managers used to take care of. Okay. And as someone who works in startups, the thing is that you always have to wear multiple hats. Okay, that is the role.
Right.
So at Tag Mango, at other projects and products that I've worked with, I was pretty much handling ads, pretty much handling influencers, pretty much handling acquisition, pretty much handling retention, and as well as community. So, but in today's context, I'm telling you, in today's context, let's say after 2020, people have realized how important community management is. Before that, it was just like another thing that, hey, just make a group, take some people there, talk to them, and that was it. Okay.
Right.
Now a lot of startups focusing specifically on community management, especially when these are Web3 startups. Then though the community is everything. But I'm not gonna go that deep into it. But community management, if you are someone who wants to get into community management, you have to be really, really good and really, really interested in talking to people. Yeah.
Right.
That's it. If you are not interested in talking to people, if you're not interested in helping them, if you're not interested in talking to people at scale, so it's one thing to talk to one person, it's one thing to talk to 100 people. Okay. So, and also segmenting them, like, okay, let's say I have a Discord server, and if today there are 250 people in this Discord server, the job of a community manager today, when he wakes up, the job of that person is to think how I can maximize the number of messages in the group through the day. Not just messages, but messages which are relevant. Okay? So it has to be relevant messages that come so that each community member can contribute to something else to another community member. So you as a community manager, your job is to make sure that that whole ecosystem of people works very smoothly, that they talk within themselves, they help each other, you engage them perfectly, so that in the longer term, that benefits your company and community as well. So yeah, that would be the surface level understanding of community management. But there are a lot of interesting things that goes in. Community management is as technical as any other marketing, but it's not just as simple as sending a hi guys, what you guys are doing. It's not as simple as that. There's a lot that goes into it, but yeah, I think once you get in, you will get to understand a lot more.
Yeah, so Sayan, let me tell you, while I was researching on Web 3.0 space, and I was trying to understand how a marketer can start with, or how can I enter into Web 3.0 space as a marketer. So the first thing that comes up, in the discussion is community management in Discord. Discord is one such platform, and I recently joined Discord to understand how does this actually functions. So yeah, when each token or coins which are being released, that ICO and all those stuff. So I could see that each of them is trying to build a community in Discord. So you, as you said, like it's mostly about if you are someone who is much more interested to talk to someone or through online, then this job is for you.
Correct. So yeah, I mean, think of it. No, it's like, remember in each colony we used to have like a club, right? Club committee, right?
Yeah.
So think of it like that. Okay, think of it like your college committee. Okay, so if it's a college committee, and you were the president, your main job was to make sure that these people do not just forget about the committee, right? You would do activities, you would do giveaways, you would do these random events that does not add up anything to your CV or anything. You would just organize a random marathon, right? All that stuff, just to make sure that these people are engaged. So at the end, the committee, your day-to-day work is to make sure that these people are engaged enough so that someday, let's say I start a token called, let's say, the Super Saiyan token. Okay, let's say I started. I will create a community of 100 people first, then that scale up to that to 1,000 people, and make sure that we talk about something. Let's say crypto. I go on a call with these people. I do podcasts, everything, so that these people are engaged enough, and not just engaged relevant to the topic of the community.
The
So if the
itself.
if the community is about crypto and you're talking about running, then it won't
Yeah.
make sense, right?
Makes sense.
Then so you have to talk about relevant topics, keep it very engaged with the relevant topics, so that one day, let's say when I do an ICO,
Yeah.
for those people who don't know what ICO is, it's an initial coin offering. It's like an IPO, but for crypto. So when I do an ICO, these out of those 1,000 people, at least 100 people would be engaged enough that they would buy for that ICO. Okay, so
Right.
that is the payoff of having a community. That instead of you going to Facebook putting out ads that, hey, I'm doing an ICO, would you pay? And then there's Facebook who's not going to approve those ads. All that stuff is going there, right? Instead, you take a long process, which is building a community from scratch, and then go on to sell your stuff to the community directly. And the community also does not mind it, because the community has built a personal connection with you. Okay, so that is how it works. It's about building friendships at scale. That is how I define community. Okay, it's like, let's say Achyut is my friend, but I cannot start a new product based on that. Okay, someday Achyut is going to buy it. I have to find 100 more people at least like Achyut. I have to build a community for at least 3 to 6 months, and then I'm going to tell them that, hey, I have bought this, I've created this product, go buy it. I think that would be the best way to do it, best way to define what a community manager does.
And I think people have realized that recently, because I could see that many YouTubers and many influencers starting, Telegram channels and Discord servers just recently. It has not been there previously. It's just recent that this Telegram and Discord servers have been made by these influencers.
Right. So there's a very, very important reason for that. I personally have worked with creators, and I've personally told them that, hey, from day one, you have to start thinking about creating either a Telegram or an email list or both. Okay, I'll tell you why. Let's say you're a creator who has created 100 videos on YouTube. What will happen after some time, depending on whether your creator career, or let's say your YouTube videos are working good or not, YouTube will either start pushing your videos more or will start putting your videos on lower end. But the problem with that is that you are at the mercy of a YouTube to do that, right? It's the algorithm that you have to please. Now, what happens is that when you're starting out, let's say with just 100 followers or whatever, just thinking, okay, I'll just create videos. Algorithm is, I have only 50 subscribers. It does not really matter to have a Telegram. But when you let's say at a 5,000 subscriber, you should always move that to something else. Because what happens when you lose that? What happens when all of a sudden YouTube decides that it's not going to push your videos? So then you still have a connection, which is a direct connection with the community. Okay, and you form the community, and you can just send a message like, hey guys, this is my YouTube link. This might not appear on your recommendation page, so please just visit the link and watch the new video. So the number of views goes up massively, right? And since then the videos are still being watched, YouTube will start recommending it again. So that is the idea, that you do not stay at the mercy of someone else, be it Instagram, be it Twitter, be it anything. Build your own direct channel link. It can be an email list, it can be a Discord, it can be a Telegram. Just build one where you can create a community, and the rest is pretty much done.
Even while you're saying that you were built in the community itself, you are trying to engage with other people, or you are trying to make others interact with the community. So from that I got to know that you in Tag Mango, you have created some viral stuff where you used to post one content each day. For the 120 days you were able to generate around 5,000 user generated content.
Right.
What is the strategy that?
So I think you got mixed up a little bit about that. So the user generated content is a different thing. So I'll tell you what we did. We had this one problem that we realized that ads are running quite good. Everything else is going quite good. What else can be done? So we were at that time, Tag Mango was working on a different model. Okay, altogether. It pivoted to this model, I think somewhere in the past 1.5 years. But before that, when I was working with them, we were on a different model altogether. So we realized that, okay, there are not enough user generated content in the name of Tag Mango. Okay. So what we can do is, so I was like, okay, let's just gamify this. Okay. My idea was that we are a influencer marketing company. Okay. And if we don't have a brand, then we don't have anything. Okay. So that was my problem.
Right.
That was something that I was figuring out, and it was like, okay, let's search what is there in hashtag tag mango influencer, because that is the idea of a community, right? If I
Right.
want a community, you want people to identify themselves as
Part of
a
it.
ex influencer is a part of it, right? With XP, with what
Yeah.
we have been able to do with XP is that no other link in bio products influencer identifies themselves as a, let's say, a link tree creator, or let's say nobody goes and say that I'm a bio link creator. But there are a lot of creators out there who say that I'm an XP creator. Okay,
XP creator.
that is the difference. That is the branding and the community difference that we have been able to bring, right? So the same thing that we realize that, okay, people are not identifying themselves as tag mango influencers, even if they are earning a lot from us. So what can we do? So the idea that we did was, I just made this one post, I think on a Monday, that, hey guys, we're running this one contest each week for the next 10 weeks or whatever, I don't remember exactly. Each week we're gonna feature 9 posts, 9 static or videos or whatever influencer posts from you guys, and all you have to do is post your content on Instagram and put hashtag tag mango influence. Okay, just that. Just the number of submissions started pouring in. It just started pouring in. First week, it was like, I think 100 people just posted. The next time when we started posting, like, okay, these are the featured people. That is how the next week, 200 more people started posting. And that is how I think I generated about 5,000 UGCs within like a month or so. I don't exactly remember the numbers, but something like that. And it was an amazing thing because I spent $0 in marketing, but I got, and it was directly linked to number of people joining Tag Mango as well. So because people were seeing that, okay, people are posting with the hashtag Tag Mango influencer on the top, right? And when I was to post, people used to share that, hey guys, I've been featured on Tag Mango.
Featured.
So these smaller things, it's like the smallest of the things will bring you the best of the results. It's just you have to think like, okay, how can we engage the community enough? And that's it. And the best way to engage a community is through content. Find out amazing ways to engage the community through content, and there will be people coming in.
So the offer that you had in your plate is that if you publish using the tag mango hashtag, then you will be featured in our Instagram profile.
Yeah,
so as
nine best posts, nine best posts every week would get featured. And who doesn't like to get featured for free, right? So, and we at that time we had something like 10K followers on Instagram as well. So why won't they? It's like they just have to add an hashtag.
So you are speaking this in contest. In which year where you did this one?
I think it was somewhere late 2019.
2019, right?
Yeah.
So
it was late 2019.
No reels or nothing.
There were no reels, nothing. It was just carousel posts, whatever going on. I think reels were just coming in, but mostly it was TikTok was still there. We were still doing a lot of TikToks, I remember. So, but yeah, it was quite fun.
So while doing that, were there any challenges that you faced? Like this was one such thing. So apart from that, was there any other specific challenges that you faced? Building in other, let's say, email list, or how did you make the branding much more effectively? Like today, I know that Tag Mango has such a every influencer they just want to be part of this Tag Mangoes.
Right. I think they are doing pretty well. I love what the team has been doing. I love how they have grown after. So I think I left Tag Mango around March 2020 or something like that, just before they pivoted the model. So, but I really love what these guys are doing. I'm still connected to the team members over there. And we speak to them regularly sometimes. And it's so amazing to see like how they have grown, how they're doing something completely different from what it was originally meant to be. And that is, I think, the best parts about startups is that you can pivot. You can pivot even if things are going great. You can still pivot. I think that is a great journey that they have been through. But yeah, I think in terms of challenges at Tag Mango, there were a lot of challenges. I was heading the digital marketing over there, and there were a hell lot of challenges. There were nights when I was just just sitting like this in front of my front of my laptop, like what
Yeah.
the hell is happening? Because it's like it's a new idea of a company altogether, right? So to make people understand, to make influencers understand that hey, you can earn money just by posting, that was still new. That was still new for a lot of creators. So that is something that is something that I'm still kind of, I would say, I had a challenge of that, and we were able to figure that out in some way through ads, through communities, through a lot of other things. But yeah, mostly it was like a lot of challenges, as it is in. I mean, we were in
So
this one Mumbai home office, and we were just like some nights I would be sleeping, okay, and my good friend, who is my colleague as well, who was my colleague as well, he would just wake me up in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. in the night. He'll just wake me up and say, bro, please ye ad run kar de yaar. That's that was the thing. And I would just wake up half asleep, just take my laptop and run the ad in like 5-10 minutes, and then just go away, then go to sleep. So it was a crazy journey with them. I think I have not had such a hectic and fun time with any other company yet. But yeah, it was super hectic. It was super taxing on everyone, not just me. It was super taxing on everyone. But yeah, I think that is the thing with any startup anyway.
so even now, now people do know that anyone can take
Correct.
creation as a full-time job or something.
Mhm.
But back in
Mhm.
2019, you had to educate people that you have to you can make money out of this content creation, right?
That was a massive challenge for us. That was a massive challenge for us because we were creating guides, we were doing these seminars and everything. We were doing a lot of stuff. Now the question is that people realize that they can earn money. The only question that they want to get answers to is how. Earlier was that what? Earlier the question was what? Okay,
They
like
had no clue.
they had no clue. Okay, what? How did? And even if like people with 550,000 plus followers could know that okay, we know how to make money, or we know that we can make money, people with less than 10K, they had no damn idea about what it is, right? So that was a major challenge for us.
So, Sen, does if people with less than 10K can also make money? So that's
People
but
with less than people, even if you have less than 500 followers on Twitter, you can still make at least 5K, 5,000 rupees at least a month.
yeah.
Okay.
I actually I was listening to a podcast back in which
Uh-huh.
you started 2018 or 19, and I heard about you speaking about nano influencers.
Right.
Right.
Quite
So this
funny
is
thing. Quite funny thing actually. So I recorded that podcast. I uploaded that podcast. After 10 days, the founder, who's Divanshu, he calls me up and say that I'm working on this idea. Would you come? And that was like a very surreal moment for me. Like, okay, I picked out this random idea from the internet that I wanted to talk about on my podcast. And 10 days later, I'm gonna work on a company that is exactly working on the same stuff. Right. So it was a pretty funny and coincidental thing as well.
so you're saying that the Tag Mango hired you because of that podcast?
Not no. They had no idea
Did he?
about that podcast.
Yeah, they had no
No.
idea. All right.
They had no idea about that podcast. It was complete. And I told them that okay, this is very weird. And yeah, I think they also said that, oh, I told them to listen to this podcast, and they were like, okay, this is interesting. Because at that point I mean, the founders were conceptualizing on that idea for quite some time. So it couldn't have happened that they just hired me for it. But yeah, I think it was pretty interesting regardless.
So, Sayan, so far you have told us like how you were educating other influencers back in 2019 or 20, like how creators can make money out of content creation. So now let us know how they can create money in this 2020 scenario.
Right.
So, what are the opportunities lying before any content creator?
See, I would be very honest with you. I believe that in 2022, if you play your cards right, you can pretty much generate an income, which is pretty much at par with whatever mid-level. I think you can sustain your living as a full-time content creator, pay you monthly. But and it comes with a big, like, capitalized BUT, which is that most people, the game is so, it's not very simple. It does not have a playbook. It is something that you have to figure out with time. And once you do that, but once you understand that, okay, these are the things that work best for me, that's game. That's, I think, you will make you, if you have a sizable follower follow number, you can earn an amount which is maybe 5 times what a normal engineer, or let's say even a big engineer, would make in a year. Okay, and I'm not even kidding. I know creators who earn, like, who earn at least 2-3 crores a year, and they have, and of course, like, these are big creators, of course,
Yeah.
but even like with smaller creators, let's say people who have, let's say, somewhere around 30K on Instagram or everywhere else, let's say, they there are people who just earn anywhere between 80,000 to 1.5 lakhs a month. Okay.
Wow.
So that it is there. Okay. But for you to figure out which one works best for you is the question. Okay. So I will give you the top ways you can earn money as a creator. The first one, and the most common one that most creators know or most people know, is brand deals. The brand comes to you and says that, hey, promote my product, I'll give you this much money. That is the simplest way, and that is the way most creators start earning their first money as a creator, right? Second would be, which I think is a much more sustainable way and much a better way to earn money, would be to sell your own products. So it could be, and mostly my favorite form of a digital product is an ebook. There are creators on XP who have sold, who had about less than 500 followers on Twitter, and they sold more than, I think there's this one woman who just created a 10-page ebook, okay, on XP. I put it on XP and sold, I think she, with less than 500 followers, I think she priced it around, let's say, I think somewhere around 150 rupees. And she sold about, what, around 8,000 copies of it. Okay. See, and it was crazy. It was crazy even to us. Okay, like, okay, how is she doing it? And she had a very interesting marketing strategy, of course, which I cannot say in detail right now, um, but it was very interesting because there is a way. Okay, there is a way. You can make like a lakh rupees out of just creating a 10-page ebook. Okay, you can do it. But the question that comes is that which one works for you the best. Not every creator is cut out for every form of monetization. Okay, so some creators are best with creating ads for other brands. Okay, they're not very good with ebooks. They're not gonna sell ebooks, courses, and all that. You might not be best for ads. You might be good with ebooks. You might be good with selling, let's say, a Notion template. You might be good with selling something else. There are 100 different ways you can monetize it, right? You can create like a YouTube video which you sell for 200 rupees. Okay, there are a lot of different ways you can do it, but the question that it boils down to is how good, or how good do you think that you are at that particular thing? And it's very important to experiment fast and fail fast, so you know that which one works best for you, which one doesn't. Okay, that is the way you should go for it as a content creator. Yeah.
So I was listening to this, the founder, the Varun Maya Discord. So he was saying that it's about you build a set of audience for yourself or the community.
One second. Let me show you Laila.
Oh, hi. Her name's Leila.
Laila, say hi.
Leila.
Say hi.
I'm Majnu. Hi.
Chalo jao. Abba nahi jao. Let's stay here. So yeah, Varun Maya, you were telling.
Yeah. So the Varun Maya. So what you are saying is it actually makes sense. So when we build audience, doesn't matter it's YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook or Instagram. So obviously the algorithm does matter, but when you build an audience, it's a distribution channel that you're building. So whenever in future, if you build a product or if you build a new software that you want to test it out, you already have a set of followers or community with whom you can test it. No expense involved in it.
Think of it like having 5,000 friends. Okay.
Yeah.
Having 5,000 friends. If you had 5,000 friends, would you worry that, hey, once I launch my product, how do I start my market? You won't have that thing. Of course, you will have to market it eventually. But if you had 5,000 friends, who out of which around, let's say, 4,000 at least are relevant to the product that you will build, you're done. You have 4,000
Yeah.
customers immediately. Out of, at least if not customers, these people will speak to more people about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So think of it like that. It's the initial help that people get. So I'll
Yeah.
tell you a very interesting example about XP. Okay.
Yeah.
XP was supposed to launch around October of 2021. Yeah, it was supposed to launch around October 2021. What very interesting thing that happened was I was getting started on Twitter. I had around 450, 500 followers, somewhere around that on Twitter. So what I did was that, and it was a community, of course. Twitter is a conversational community. So I just posted that, hey guys, I'm working on something. I would love for, if there are any creators, I would love to send a link to you guys, and I would love for you to try it. What ended up happening is, and it was XP at that moment, XP required a invite code for you to join. Okay. So I sent it out to 20 people, just 20 creators. I just sent it out to. Within a week, we got about 500 applications to join XP. It was just that crazy. And once that happened, we were like, oh damn, people want to get in. Let's just give it to them and then try to figure out, instead of just waiting another 3 months to launch. Right.
Yeah.
So that was an amazing thing. It happened because I had a small community of mine, okay, which knew that Sayan works on XP and he's building this amazing product which can help me earn money, which can help me have my entire online persona in one place, all that stuff. And they just said, okay, perfect, I would love to test that. And when the people tested that, they started speaking about it. Okay.
Yeah.
And even to this day, you would see that there are a lot of these Twitter Spaces, Instagram Lives, where our creators just go in and promote XP. They just love doing it. We haven't paid anything to anybody yet to talk about XP. They just went ahead and said that, hey guys, you should go on to XP because it's an amazing product. And that is the kind of community we have been able to build. I think at the end of the day, that is all that matters, is that whether you are able to build a great community, if you are not going to spend a lot of money on just marketing. Because I really believe that just running, especially when it's a product that depends on communities, you should not just spend money to just buy ads and stuff. So yeah, that is the whole game of it. Like if you have a distribution, you have a lot of power than what you think you do. You can just simply, if you have a distribution of let's say even 100 people, you can say, hey guys, I'm looking for a job. Okay, I'm looking for a job. I've lost my job. I'm looking for a job. Can you help me find a better job? These are my skill sets. Out of those 100 people, even if one person out there who says find something relevant, they might be able to just give you the best job there is.
So to the follow-up question to you. So I think that's the same reason why many entrepreneurs or many billionaires, millionaires who are already established, they have money. Why do they need
still doing it.
Create content? They're still doing it.
So, I think the best example right now is Varun Maya. That guy, Varun Maya, realized that, oh my God, he just all of a sudden realized that, dude, I need to build content. And he just went in on all the social. So his first was Instagram, where he got like 100K plus followers. Then he went on to Twitter. Of course, Twitter is the gold mine, of course. Then now he's dominating. He's not dominating, but he's just going on YouTube like crazy. It's like, he has 3 channels on YouTube. One channel is, of course, he has another called, I think, something else by his alt name. And now him and 2 other creators, they have started creating this one new channel, which is getting recommended quite a bit. And they're creating like business content and business sketches. I never expected that someone like Varun Maya would do it. And now he posted that he's getting onto LinkedIn as well. So he just realized, think of it. Like, of course, it makes sense for him to build a distribution because his is a B2B, it's a company that requires some form of personal brand anyway. But it's very interesting that an entrepreneur who has so much work still is prioritizing content creation to that level, because he knows that, damn, the distribution is gonna matter even if my company goes to rubbles tomorrow, right? That is gonna be the best thing ever.
Right. Even the other side also happens, like one starts creating content and they later pivoted to entrepreneurship, or
Oh, all of
since
them.
they have
I think
distribution,
right.
since they have
It
distribution
happens
now
all the time.
they
And you have to do it. You have to do it because after some time, you can't, let's say you have been doing it for 2-3 years, okay, and you've been relying on brand deals. Then you realize that, okay, brand deals are passive form. They will just come to me. I will do a video. What else can I do that will make me earn way more money? So they start creating their own product, their own services. The simplest way these creators go is create their own agency. They create their own marketing agencies. That's the simplest way to do it, right? You already have a distribution, you already have a proof of work. You just go on and tell clients, hey guys, I have built a distribution of 100k plus followers on Instagram. I can help you do the same. This is my agency, and I can give me 5 lakh rupees and I'll help you do it. So that is the way that they do it. Or you create a product, or you create a course, or you create like a app, anything. But that is the way for creators to go, because you cannot depend on brand deals for a long only us. Because one thing that is really bad with the creator economy, I think this is the biggest con of creator economy, is that the shelf life of a creator is really bad. So what I mean by shelf life of a creator is that a creator reaches its peak and it drops down pretty fast. For you to stay relevant as a creator, it's super tough for longer than 5 years. Okay, 5 years is a max that most creators will be able to stay relevant. Beyond that, most creators just fade away. Okay, think of YouTubers you used to watch 5 years back and think of where they are right now. You possibly don't even watch any of them, right?
Yeah.
That is the game. Okay, and only a few creators have been able to do it. I can specify 2 names who have been doing it amazingly. Like, they have cracked the code. They have been doing it. The first one is is in the international game is Logan Paul. In the international game, Logan Paul has cracked the code of staying relevant. That guy stayed relevant for more than 7-8 years right now. Again, he has constantly evolved his content. Constantly evolved his content. That guy knows how to stay relevant even after all that. Like, he was cancelled multiple times and he has been able to do it. Now in India, another person who has been able to do it massively well is Ranveer Allahabadiya.
Exactly.
He did it so amazingly. He started with fitness videos. He started with fashion videos, all that stuff. Now he's in the podcast, and people still remember him as one of the OG YouTubers or OG creators of India. You cannot say creators of India without talking about Ranveer Allahabadiya, right? You cannot talk about. You have to talk about him if you're talking about creator economy of India. So this is the game. When creators come in, they forget that they are in for the long game. In 5 years, you can make a lot of money, but what after that? You have to figure. You are in for the long game. If you are just figuring out that, okay, I want to make 5 lakh rupees in the next month. If I don't, that does not happen like that way. You have to figure out a way where you can go on for the longer term.
So even when someone is starting out, let's say someone or class 12 student who just passed out, or graduate who's just passed out, and he wants to create content. He's creative enough, and he wants to start a career in content creation. What are checklists that he need to check in? Like, he is a good, let's say, footballer, or let's say lifestyle blogger, or fashion influencer. How do he figure out, okay, this is the platform that I will focus in, and this is the kind of content that I want to create, and to get me brand deals, I have to do this kind of stuff. How does he figure those things out? What are checklists that
experiment? See, I think most content creators don't experiment enough. That's the problem. They would think that, okay, I want to make vlogs, and they would make a 5-year plan of making vlogs, but they would forget to take that first step and say, like, okay, let me try vlogging for a month. They won't say that. They would make a 5-year plan for vlogs. Try out a 5-day vlog. Try out, let's say, a month of vlogs. See how you like it. There are a lot of people forget that it's not just like the numbers. It's about whether you like doing that format of content enough. That is also something big which a lot of creators ignore. So in 2018, I started this one vlogging channel of myself. Okay, me and my 2 friends, we did this challenge. Like, hey, let's upload 3 vlogs a week. Let's see how it goes. And if you still go to my YouTube channel, those vlogs are still there. Yeah. I did it. I did it for like a month. I realized that I hated vlogging. I was getting good views in the sense that for someone who has zero subscribers, or let's say just starting out, who has zero distribution. Today I have some Twitter distribution. That time I had zero distribution. I was getting like some 300, 500 views constantly, which was good enough, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is going good. But I hated doing vlogs. It was complete, like, I do not want to share every part of my personal life, or every morning I'm just waking up and thinking, okay, what story can I make today, right? So that was not something that I really liked. So I experimented, and then I stopped vlogging. Then I was like, okay, but let's just give out good videos. Let's just talk about motivation or spirituality or whatever was that thing about that. So I started doing it, and then I did not really like it. The reason I could stick into Twitter was because at Twitter I found a community and at Twitter I found a format that I really love. On Twitter I found a format that I really love, which is that I could think of a thought, I could pick up my phone, I could just write it, and that's it. I don't have to do a hell lot of things to create content on Twitter. So you have to understand the way that works, right? I created reels. I made this one reel where I made this one challenge where I recorded 30 reels in 90 minutes. Okay. I just sat down, I recorded 30 reels in 90 minutes, and I posted one every day. I did not end up posting all of them because I realized that I hated making reels also. Okay. It's that I was not being able to give a lot of value in reels. I was like, okay, now that they have introduced 90-second reels, and I might just go back to reels. I uploaded a simple vlog reel yesterday. So it's like you experiment quite a bit. Okay, you experiment, like say okay, for the next 1 month, I'm gonna focus on Twitter and LinkedIn. Then just create content on Twitter and LinkedIn for the next 1 month, and see how you like it and see what the response is. If you really like it, you're gonna stay for the longer time. If you don't like it, stop it. Go for something else which is better suited to you, at least in the initial days. Because in the initial days, you have to think of it in a way that I have to like these things enough that I will be able to do it for the longer term, at least a year. And if it's something that you don't really like, you will not be able to do. That's because one thing that I really believe in, I should say this. Most creators get it very wrong, and this is the way you should approach it. Content creation is super easy, but creating content consistently is super tough. These have a very good, big difference between. I can create a content right now, but will I be able to create a content regularly for a year? That's the game that you need to play.
And this content creator will figure out a way, or through which they will be able to, doesn't matter it's a 30-second video or 60-second video, they will be able to create that every week, 2 or 3. They have scheduled it in such a way. So the process,
and you have to systemize it.
For the period of
you have to systemize it. I think one great resource to systemize your content, just go to Ankur Wariku's Twitter. Just search something like my content creation plan or something. He put out this one great thread with Excel sheets and everything that has a proper plan, like how he creates his content and everything, and just replicate that for yourself. It is an amazing resource. I recommend all creators to do it.
Even for experimentation side, so I when I listened to the Ranveer's old video, where he used to say that, started with fitness, and then he I'm taking example of experimenting. The Ranveer, who is an OG creator of Indian creator space, he said that I will never share or he will never create vlogs, or he will never share his personal stories.
Personal life. Yeah.
Now he does exactly that. He does exactly the same thing. That's the only thing he speaks most often these days. He has shared all of it.
That is the game, right? That is the game. I think I did not like doing vlogs 2 years ago or 3 years ago, right? Right now, I'm in the space where I feel like, okay, I can. If I want to share good stories, I want to share good stories, I might just get back to vlogging. But it depends on the context. Also, one more thing that depends on is like how comfortable you are with the online world, right? How comfortable you are with sharing your thoughts in life. Once you have done it for 6 months in some format, you will be like, cool. If I'm anyway sharing my thoughts on Twitter and LinkedIn, let me just share my thoughts on YouTube. Let me just share my life on YouTube. So your confidence, your comfort with the whole audience building and stuff, that also builds up.
Let's talk about the brands. Let's say if you are working for a brand of your, let's say XP, and you want to collaborate with an influencer, what are the checklists that you have for, these are the suitable, I want, these creators or influencers who, match this list?
Right. So brands, I think, see, influencer marketing spaces in India is very big and it's growing every day. But most brands suck at influencer marketing. I am gonna say it very brutal. Most brands out there, they suck at influencer marketing. And if you're a brand watching this, please understand that possibly you also suck at influencer marketing. I'll tell you why. There's a very big gap between the understanding of how influencers work and how brands work. So what ends up happening is that brands think that, okay, we want distribution or we want to reach these kind of people, and influencers are like, okay, I want money. Okay, the brands were like, okay, I'm giving you money, and influencers like, okay, I'm giving you distribution. That's it, right? That's the way they see it. The problem with that mindset is that people forget that the issue it comes down to is that whether you guys have a synergy of the categories as well. Okay, so I have seen there are a lot of create brands, like let's say it's a fitness brand.
How many percentage of brands you think they suck at doing it?
About
70, 80?
about
20?
80% of them, about 80% of them at least, and I'm being very lenient on this because I'll tell you the problem is that, let's say I'm a lifestyle influencer, or not even lifestyle, let's say I'm a fitness influencer, and you're coming to me, a brand is coming to me to promote a product that is about learning online, that is about abroad education. What my audience, even if they are curious about going abroad, I am the worst influencer to talk about. They are coming. The persona that they have built of me is that this guy is a fitness influencer. This guy is someone who I can go to learn more about fitness. But if I go on, if I'm talking about whey protein, I'm talking about gymming, or in one story, and the next story I put up, hey guys, I have this amazing offer for you. You can go to abroad and do this. My audience won't connect with it.
Right.
But the problem is that I've already got paid. The influencer does not care about it, and the brand does not get the results out of it. And then they crave like, hey, you have not done a good job. That should not be the way. You have to understand that whatever your product is, you have to find the influencer which is fit for that. Then you have to do the campaign in that way that their audience knows it. Whether the story is the best, whether the stories is the best way to do it, or the reel is the best way to do it, or maybe you can do a UGC content with them. There are 100 different ways to do it, and most creators or most brands don't give enough effort into this.
So maybe that is the pain point. Maybe that is the pain point that influencer agency has grown over a period of time in India.
But they are also not the best people. I'll tell you why. Because most influencer agencies, what do they care about? They care about getting the money. It's at the end of the day, it's just that. It's a business. If I ran a business, I would also think about getting them. I think a lot of influencer agencies, they just say that, hey, these people would not be relevant for you. These people would not be relevant for you. These people would be relevant for you. They try to say that, but a lot of brands don't end up listening. They're like, "Arey, just get it done, yeah. Just get it done." That is the way. That is the attitude that they have. And as any worker, as any employee, or as any agency, they would try to just get done with the campaign. Most influencer marketing agencies, they just get done with the campaign, and then it does not work that way. So I think,
do they even share the engagement ratios or the reach?
They do. I think that is something that has become a norm right now. Hopefully it has. I think a lot of influencer marketing agencies, especially smaller ones, they try to just get a campaign and get done with it without bringing any value. I think that is the main problem of it all.
So for creators, my next question is, do you think there still is enough space in India for new creators to be in the space?
I think it's a really bad question, because we haven't seen 0.1% of what creator economy can be.
Really?
Because it is. Because think of it. You go into a space, you go into social media, you think, oh my God, there are hundreds and thousands of creators creating content. Out of those, 99% of the creators won't be there 2 years from now. I can write it down. I can give it to you and write. Most creators are not gonna. So there will be that void of 99% of creators that you can fill. So, and then maybe you can take a chance where you will not be in the next 99% slot. Only 1-2% of the people can stay for more than 5 years. Why not take a chance? Why not do it? And even if you don't end up becoming a full-time influencer, you can still benefit a lot from just creating content, both professionally, personally, everywhere. I have known if professional things don't entice you enough, I know 5 people specifically who got their who got married to people they met on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I know
That
I have a very good friend of mine who got married to this one person on LinkedIn. So I mean, they are getting married. They got engaged recently, but they're getting married because this one person replied to this person's tweet. Sorry, replies to this person's LinkedIn post, and it's super amazing. I think this is
right.
the way. It's so amazing that what can happen over online content, right?
This tip will definitely come handy. Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
And my last question to you is
Uh-huh.
typical. What are typical earning? You said that it's brand collaborations, and then we have create your own product or ebook stuff like that. So I have heard that there are many influencers related to the prank who make prank videos who are into dancing. So the economy or the money that they get for the brand deals is quite less than the person who does let's say finance content or something
Correct.
intellectually. So what are those, why that kind of distribution? Because
Think of it.
these guys, because these influencers, let's say a fashion or the models, they do have a large chunk of following,
Right.
but still they are able to, but there are many more people who are getting into this creation space
Right.
and they
I
want
can
to take
answer
it
it very
full-time job
simply.
as well.
I can answer it very simply. Think of it like it's in the word itself. Who are you more likely to get influenced by? Are you more likely to get influenced by a dancer, or are you more likely to get influenced by a person who's teaching you how to save 5,000 rupees a month? So
Yeah.
it's as simple as what kind of an authority me as a follower give to an influencer. Okay, it's the authority game. People who are into the finance game, they their audience are people with money, okay, or they want to make money, right?
Right.
They are money conscious, right? That is the first thing, that what kind of an audience this is. Second, the relationship with the audience, between the audience and the influencer, is very different. Let's say let's say my relationship with finance with Sharan, okay, who is
Yeah.
the biggest, I think, the biggest finance creator currently on Instagram in India. What he does is that I have learned so much from him. So I have a different kind of a authority that I have put on him, right?
Yeah.
But think of me
Don't name.
seeing some, I'm not naming someone, but
Yeah.
think of me with some TikTok dancer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He might have 10 times more followers than him.
Yeah.
But what is the content that I have got it from is that he has just given me 15 seconds of pure entertainment.
Yeah.
Does he have the same authority as Finance with Sharan does? Never. Because
Yeah.
Finance with Sharan, with him, I have a way better connection in terms of like I have learned things from him. I see him as someone of authority. But someone who just dances or does a lip sync, I don't have that much authority because this person just gave me pure entertainment for 15 minutes, 15 seconds. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the difference. And brands understand this. The ROI is widely different. Brands understand this, that, or the influencer marketing agencies understand this, that a finance creator, I think I was talking to this one finance creator recently, and we approached them for one reel. I asked her,
Yeah.
hey, what are you asking for? And she just upfront asked like 6 lakh for a 60-second reel.
Damn. Wow.
So it is like that. It is like that.
How many
Of
followers?
course,
How many followers did she have?
if I tell you the follower name, you might
Oh, I'll
just
be
be able to guess it. But
But give me a bracket. Give me
I think
range.
she has over 700K at the moment.
Okay.
If at the moment, but yeah. So that is the bracket, because brands are willing to pay that, right? Because that is the kind of, if she makes a reels, it's gonna reach in millions.
Yeah.
Right. So, and they can get a good ROI out of it. So it depends a lot on that, like what kind of an influencer you are.
So do you think even that's a stupidity if if the 12th class passed out guys make some dancing video, lip sync video, do you think that they are wasting their time doing this instead of
No,
studying?
I don't
No?
think so. I don't think so. Even if
And
you
why is it
build,
so? Yeah.
because I really believe that especially when you're class 12 or whatever, you should do whatever the hell that you want to do. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, but I spent a lot of time in my college thinking that, I'm gonna plan this out, and it never did happen. You should try out 100 different things, see what works for you. But all you have to do is that you have to maintain an intent that I'm just not doing it for my entertainment. I can make something out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Just even if you're dancing, dance, try to make a good video out of it. And there also there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money that you can make. Try to make whatever. Like if someone who's a dancer and he just says, no, I want to make more money, so I'm gonna make more finance content. And they're just gonna copy finance with sure, and just like and a lot of creators are doing right now. It's just gonna fall flat on your face. It's not gonna work for you. So
Right.
I think just experiment. If you're young, if you're anywhere less than 25, experiment a hell lot. If you want to do like comedy sketches, do comedy sketches, see what you like. If you don't like, move on, and that's it. That's the way you go forward with social media. Is just experiment until the time you realize that this works best for you.
So many things, man. There's a lot of
Yeah.
intense conversation. At the same time, someone who who's just new to this content creation space, we try to educate them. Like the entire conversation that we had, it's kind of an education sort of. Yeah, I mean,
And I
that was
think
pretty
you're
well.
doing an amazing job. Yeah, amazing job. I think more creators, more people who are just getting into this space need to know more about like what goes onto it. Because a flip side of it is that a lot of creators think that I will just get like 1 million followers within a year, which does not really
Yeah.
happen, right?
Doesn't
And it
happen.
crushes dreams. So yeah, I would say that is the way you should go about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's about not even I'm not even looking after the brand deals out of this or so, but I'm able to build a network or the connections or the
Exactly.
that's
That
something
matters
I
a
found
lot.
it much more valuable. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
So that's another side of content creation. Yeah, I love, which I personally love more than
Yeah.
even if I'm not getting paid off for this or stuff. But
You
yeah, I think
you get a
yeah.
lot more resources regardless. Build a distribution, guys. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. San, thank you so much for being here, and you have shared a
It
lot
was
of
amazing.
insights. I think people
Thank
love
you.
it, and
Thank you for
thank you so
bringing me
much.
here. It was amazing. It was amazing talking to you guys.
Thank you so much, San. We'll meet you
Thank you.
soon, personally someday.
Definitely. Definitely. Come here. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Do subscribe to